Are you tired of those energy drinks that leave you jittery, crashing, and filled with mystery ingredients? Say hello to W Energy, the clean, crash-free energy formula that fuels your grind without the junk. W is packed with natural caffeine vitamins and to keep you focused, alert, and energized without that sugar, artificial colors, or filters you don't need. Whether you're gaming, working, creating, or just trying to power through your day, W has your back. And the best part, no jitters, no crash, just smooth, long-lasting energy that helps you stay on top of your game. Get your first tub today and use the exclusive code CHEESEPARTY for 10% off. Head over to w.gg and fuel up with W Energy. Be better.
Step in the ring for the heat, no fear. Talking punches, power, sweat, and cheers. From the canvas to the streets, we keep it raw. Lifestyle loud, real talk with no flaw.
Yo, what is up? What is up? It's the main man, Psycho J, alongside with us. It's the one and only Dave the Headache, and welcome to the Psycho Headache Podcast.
Yeah, I was really thinking he was gonna say something like, are they at least gonna rhyme that word with balls? Like he said flaws. I was a little disappointed.
You were slightly disappointed in that.
Disappointed.
All right, yeah.
Balls
So
been
before
better.
we jumped on here, we was sitting there. I guess you want to call it geeking out on Star Wars.
Well,
Because
I still stand on that. Star Trek is number one, and Star Wars are stupid. So now here's the difference. Here's the difference. Star Wars are a bunch of geeks trying to act heroic and athletic.
whoa,
But Star Trek is a bunch of geeks doing geek shit. So they're just being true to themselves. Like I get it. You like science and you like the space and stuff. Don't bring swords into it.
they're not swords, they're lightsabers.
Yeah, okay, all right. They're fucking swords. You know why they're swords? Because they have a handle and they have a long bladed thing, right?
Bladed, no, well, fair, okay.
Because it's called a blade at that.
Yeah.
So it's a sword. It's a light sword. You can't lightsaber. It's a light sword, and you're playing around, acting like you're this fucking ninja samurai.
This is Ninja Samurai.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're not. You're a guy talking about robotics and R2 and DN2. So, yeah. Well, what?
I have a great time.
No, I'm very biased because I grew up watching Star Trek.
Yeah, I
And
mean, I have too. Yeah, every last one of them. Deep 6 9. You know,
you gonna start out with Deep 6 9?
Hey, that was because it was the only black guy on there.
Oh, is that why?
Yeah, that was it.
Wasn't the Deep 6 part that got you?
No, it wasn't the Deep 6.
You
no.
know how I know that nerds came up with that because they think 6 is deep.
Oh my gosh.
So there's that.
So that there's that. You know.
There was a black guy in and look, I forgot all the characters' names and stuff. But the reason why I like Star Trek originally was for the Klingons. Like, yo, those were some violent motherfuckers. like, what?
They were. Yes.
They were like, just for no reason. Today's a good day to die. It's like, bruh, like, this is Wednesday. like, you know what I'm saying?
Like there was nothing else. I mean, today is a good day to die. Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do, and you said today's a good way to die. And I'm like, bruh, just hey, man, there's cake in the fridge. You know what I'm saying? Go
just pipe down.
Try to enjoy something. Enjoy life.
Calm down. Relax.
Jesus.
Like,
what's your actual fucking problem?
We can't keep going. Can't keep finding every day to figure out how to die,
right?
When to die.
Right. I know you got an ass on your head, but like it's okay. You don't have to. Don't think about that. Just try to enjoy the sun.
I wonder if they kind of portrayed that as like a black person.
They definitely did. Because you know what? Probably, but I think they was trying to do more of a Native American type feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The savages, the savagery of these savages.
Because thinking back, like in the previous like other inquiries of Star Trek and everything else, is like you could kind of like tell when that person was kind of betraying the black person.
Oh yeah, because like he'll let the N-word slip out a little bit. he was like, today's a good day to die, nigga. I mean, in sentence. It's like especially what was the guy's name that was half Klingon and half people?
Oh yeah,
half person.
I forgot the name, but yes.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. Like he was always in conflict because he was
straight up always in conflict.
Yeah, he was always pissed off, but there was a part of him that didn't want to be pissed off, and you can't be a Klingon and not want to be pissed off.
Exactly,
because that takes away all the fun about being a Klingon. Like, the best thing about being a Klingon is being pissed off, and he was just fighting, just in a constant. I couldn't imagine going through that type of existence.
Yeah. So there was Star Trek Enterprise that was with the whole woman thing, woman captain. And,
that was Voyager.
Oh yeah, Voyager. My bad.
Yeah.
Enterprise. Which one was Enterprise?
That was the first one, right? Or no, that was Patrick. I think Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. I think it was.
Right.
Or I might be talking about the same. I might be talking about the Deep 6 9 as as that one. I think
you gotta stop. You gotta stop thinking about Deep Six, bro. You can't. You gotta get out of the Deep Six hole.
But I was trying to, because they all mashed together. It's been a while since I've watched.
Yeah,
both of them.
You know, it's weird because like Star Wars kind of had a resurgence and it's really, like, I don't know if you call it resurgence. I mean, I think
it's more of a resurgence in like the video game. I think more than the movies.
Right, which pisses me off because I feel like they can make Star Trek interesting in a video game.
Yeah,
but they haven't done it. I
think they're more. It seems like they're more in tune with less of the games and more of the TV show and the movie.
Right, which is not a good. It's not a good sell. I mean, like
no,
like movies are done. No. Why are you still making movies? You know what I mean, like, you know, it's at some point you gotta move on to something else, and I think they're making a really good decision on Star Wars to go towards the video games because. Honestly, I don't want to sit and fucking watch, a movie, where people are doing a whole bunch of nonsense and I'm not a part of it.
Yeah,
the whole thing about Star Wars is like immersing yourself into that world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's not like watching theater. Like you actually feel like, oh my god, I am Luke Skywalker. Walker. Luke Skywalker, Texas Ranger.
Not Chuck Norris, no.
Luke Skywalker, Texas Red Ranger.
Texas Red Ranger.
That's his full name. That's his government name.
You love merging things together.
No, that's his name on his birth certificate. When Anakin and that congresswoman that didn't have any lines, but still managed to have a leading role
Here
as
we go.
Luke's mother. When they was naming them, they said Luke Skywalker, Texas Ranger, Red Ranger.
You are amazing.
That's his full name. Go back and look at it. That's his
You
full
are
name.
amazing of merging Power Ranger and Walker Texas Ranger in Star Wars.
Luke Skywalker. What? Shit. How did I do that?
Yeah,
Luke Skywalker, Texas Red Ranger.
now you're infusing everything, and now you're messing it up.
Hey man, I'm just trying to say it like it is. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to bring the facts to the people.
Facts to the people.
To the people. The people who need it the most.
The facts of you just making up.
No, I'm not making nothing up. These are actual instances and events that is recorded by who you call George L, which is that's annoying.
I literally fucked it up.
Like
George Lucas, I meant, not George L.
George L. Like George L sounds like a black guy off of Star Trek. Matter of fact, right? That's pretty.
He does. He does.
George L, get me out of here. You know,
not Samuel L. Jackson, but George L.
Yeah, George L. Yeah, that's so lazy. So it's just lazy writing.
That
right
is
there.
that was. Yes.
Yeah, but Star Wars is weird and Star Trek is cool. So I think we all can just admit.
But you were just playing the Cal Kessis game.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. All right, so that part is cool.
Yeah, that part.
Not the other one.
Not the other part.
You should have played the what was it? I think it's something Force. It was on PS2 and Xbox. And
right. Yeah, I tried to play that one actually.
That one is actually cool too.
No, gameplay was trash, dude. I hated that. Like I actually tried to play it, and I'm actually not kidding right now.
Oh.
Like I actually did try to play that one, and the gameplay was so. It was like. If I don't what can I relate it to? Like it was like a bad PC game. You know what I mean? Like it was real not choppy, but it was just like you know what I mean? I could tell they was trying to make it realistic, and they just didn't. It
didn't go well,
right? Because like even the movements, like there was no motion. You know what I mean? But that's also why I was pretty impressed with Survivor.
Survival.
Now I'm sure the story was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Was it Force? What was it? Star Trek Force fucked up. Force fucking.
Force fucking.
I think that's what it was called.
Force fucking.
Force fucking.
That's what we're calling that. Force fucking.
That's what it was called. That's the name of the game.
Force fucking.
Yeah, Star Wars Force fucking. Vader's Revenge.
just using the force to fuck some.
Vader's Revenge, Force fucking. But yeah, no, that's ridiculous. Why would you say that?
I didn't say that. You said that.
You gotta start thinking before you just start talking, man. But no, I did not like the gameplay of that one. I couldn't even finish it. But like I said, Jedi. Was it or whatever it was Survivor?
Yeah,
that was legit.
Yeah. All right.
Somebody died in that one too. I'm not gonna say who, but somebody died.
Somebody important died.
Yeah. And there was betrayal.
What other video games did you enjoy playing? I know some of it is God of War. I know some of that part.
Yeah.
But which other games that you've played that you enjoyed that could give our audience a good
idea of who I am?
No, not a good idea.
Because I'll tell you who I am.
No, I think we've already.
I'm Martha Morgan, motherfucker.
Wow. Jeez. But is there some other games that you would recommend to our audience that you think is a very decent or very good game that you constantly play on a daily basis?
No, because I don't care about our audience. No, here's I'm type of guy like I don't like I'm sorry, it's not that I don't like it, but I don't typically play like sports games anymore. Like I used to a little bit back when I was a kid, but like competitive games. I of course my number one is Tekken.
Oh
You know?
yeah.
Like that was my game. You know what I mean? Like that was the game.
That's a throwback.
Right. but other than that, like it's like I'm more of a story driven game player. You know what I mean? I want to see something that's going to make me feel like not only am I watching a movie, but I'm also experiencing something personally. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, I say that, but the weird part is like I don't like first person games, like when you're like first person shooters and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of those. But like games like like the third person, like I love them. And I love open world. I want more open world games, and so that's the type of game that I'm probably going to be talking about because, when it comes to like some of the best games that I've played over maybe the last 10 years, one of them has got to be Red Dead Redemption. You can't beat that story.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, no.
I mean, like
now when you say Red Dead Redemption, are you talking about both of them or just two?
I only know of two because I never played one. I mean, I know the story of one because I went back and watched the story unfold, by means of YouTube and stuff like that. But I never actually experienced one.
Okay.
But like two, yeah, that was a very genuine experience because like I bought it when it just came out, and so I got to really experience that one, and again the thing about like the way I judge games for me is like what's the story like. You know what I mean? Like that's literally my first concern.
Cause you like playing God of War.
Yeah, God of War is another one. Yeah, but it's definitely the newer God of Wars.
Yeah.
The older God of Wars, I mean, there's a story in there, but it's not the same as like the God of War where they're in the Norse pantheon.
Some of the good ones that kind of have been around well past like 10, 11 years. Like you start to see the storyline get develop, but also to get better and better with the
development of the game. Yeah,
and the picture in picture.
Right.
The good stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's that.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, I mean, that's kind of the evolution of looking at games like from Sega Genesis and Nintendo 64s to now the PS2 to the Xbox and PS3 and now heading into I still can't believe PS6 coming out and another Xbox right around the corner in 2020. I think 2026, 2027, one of those.
Yeah.
But it kind
26.
of
I think it was 26.
But you kind of see the evolution and the beauty in the story after, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, the thing about it is like back in the day, like the graphics and the realism wasn't there. Right?
Yeah. It just gradually, year by year, got better with each console.
Right, but what I'm saying about that is like it was like the realism wasn't there, so it was hard to get invested into the story.
Yeah.
So the story could be just fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like who gives a fuck? Like, oh hey, I got an idea. I'm having a fucking Italian plumber. Jump around something I call Goombas, which is basically a mushroom that's walking around not doing anything, but he has to destroy him because why not?
Yeah.
And he's got a princess that he's trying to save from an ape, and he lives in a no, not an ape. I'm sorry. No, you know what? Scratch the ape. We use the ape for something else. No, let's do a war turtle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then put him in a dungeon and make him the king of that castle, but even though it's a dungeon, and that's the story. Like they can get away with shit like that because it's fucking like, oh, who gives a fuck? I just want to jump up and down and and kill Goombas.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like you can get away with shit like that when the realism isn't there. But now that we're in an age where they can have games where it looks like people.
Yeah, they look like people, or you're virtually in the game.
Right, or right, yourself, right?
Yeah.
And so now the story is a little more has more of a place.
Yeah.
To be able to be experienced. And I mean, like they're doing a pretty good job of not exploiting it, but like of exploring that. Cause some my favorite games up to now is definitely gonna be certain amount of Assassin's Creeds.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, God of War, Red Dead, Horizon Zero Dawn is amazing. Ghost of Tsushima.
That was amazing too,
dude.
The graphics on that, man.
Yeah, I cut off a Han. I cut off a head. I cut off a Han's head, and it felt like I did that shit. You know what I mean? Like I'm walking around with the confidence of I cut off a Han's head, and I'm like, hey, fuck you, officer. You know what I'm capable of? I cut off Attila the Han's nephew's head on a bridge.
And it looked like he did that
and shit. I did that shit. Like I actually did that. There's blood on my hands, even though, you know what I'm saying. But anyways, no, it's like that's the type of games that again, like any game that can make me feel like I'm about to cry. Like that's it. You know what I mean? Like that game has got to be on my top list. You know what I'm saying? Like cause Arthur Morgan, bruh.
Hey man,
I miss him. I think about him every day. There's a certain amount of time in the day that I've allotted to thinking about the memory of Arthur Morgan.
Oh God! All right. So for our audience that's joining us, welcome to the Psycho Headed Podcast. But for everyone that's just joining us, on our audience that's just joining us, look, man, we talk about boxing, we talk about wrestling, but also too, I like to dive into some other stuff, like some lifestyle stuff, some gaming stuff that that we have adventured into. I want this podcast to be as easygoing and as a vibe as it should be, and between us two, it always has been. Because look, man, we had these discussions on and off air. So I mean, most times I like to bring some of our on air or off air discussions on air. But I would like to hear from you guys' feedback. Appreciate you guys following us, man. We're getting bigger and bigger on our podcast feed. I appreciate you guys. Continue to spread the word of the Psycho Headache podcast. We appreciate you guys. Everybody in the United States and outside of the United States, we definitely appreciate everybody that's joining us.
And we're not exclusive. You know what I mean? Like this is an open discussion to anyone.
Oh, yeah.
We're here to make people feel comfortable, make people feel safe. So with that being said, let's all bow our heads in prayer.
Oh, the wall. Okay.
Lord Jesus.
So we about to take this podcast?
No, we're not. I'm not going to hell for you motherfuckers.
Man, because other conversations, man, we've had, man, it has turned left and super left at times.
Well, you know,
So, you know.
left is an interesting direction.
It is. It is very interesting, especially when, you know, all the other podcasts does different stuff. So, you know, we try to.
Yeah, that's what they do. Different stuff.
Yeah. Even though sometimes it's the same stuff that other podcasts does.
Right. What are you saying right now?
I'm saying sometimes it's oversaturated how many podcast shows is out there.
That's true. And you know what? I think we should do, I think we should change our format. I think
I'm open for some suggestions.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, podcasts are too long.
It really is.
You know,
yeah.
Some podcasts and they're slow, and a
lot of the even in the long form, like 30 minutes, hour, 2 hours, you know,
right.
Some of them they just drag on the conversation,
right?
You know what I'm saying? And it's not intelligent or that they just kind of drone it on, and it's no entertainment whatsoever. It's just like, yeah, okay.
Right. Yeah. It's like yeah. It's like even if you have something interesting to say, you talk about it so long that it makes it where it's like the listener's gonna start regretting, you know, regretting even having interest in it because you're talking about the same thing.
Exactly. So what do you oppose?
Some podcasts are slow.
Oh my God.
And
I knew where you were going with that. I was like, I'm about to drum it up. Right. What direction is he going? And of course, he's going to
the legendary,
our favorite podcast
ever,
the 10 Men Pod.
10 Men Pod.
Yeah.
Will Sasso, Chris D'Elia, Brian Callen, sometimes Bobby when he's not fucking on coke and saying crazy shit.
Yeah. Oh man, I missed that podcast, man.
And dude, like, and no one could do it. No one could pull that off. I mean, and I guess maybe some. I won't say that because like there's a lot of funny guys out there with really good chemistry. But I mean,
those three chemistry,
they knocked it out the park, man.
Yeah. There's no way you can duplicate it or do anything because I mean, it's that damn good.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes it's bad.
Yeah, because of Brian. Because of Bit Killer Jones. God. I'm
still pissed off at the fact that he has my birthday.
Right.
He has my damn birthday, and that is what strummed out of there.
Right, yeah.
Is him.
Yeah. Bit Killer Jones. P. Popper Wilson.
There's a lot of good ones.
Oh man, there's so many great catchphrases. But even with like Tim and Pod is like you've got to. I don't know how you can even be an amateur and do what they did because they are so funny and they're so quick and they're able to like sync with each other almost immediately on a bit that like in real time, and it's like I know it's basically improv, but the way they did it, it felt more than just like improv thing.
Yeah,
it felt like they was actually actually having a conversation that they have all the time, and the chemistry was just undeniable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Man, because even when I listen to other podcasts and stuff. Like, there's some that have good chemistry. There's some that, maybe at times is okay. You can kind of see some of the cracks form.
Right.
But then there's others that's just like, man, that was you knocked it out of the park. I mean,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And look, like I normally don't strum over some of the other podcasts and other stuff, but there's, like I said, there's an oversaturation of podcasts. There's just like some of them have it, some of them don't. And some of them is just like, I feel like you just have 2 or 3 guys and you just kind of put them together and boom, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're hoping for the best, and even though like I mean, you know, they've even admitted like that's what they do. Like they get together and they just go. You know what I mean? And
yeah, but and you know what I'm saying? That's a talent, man.
It is. I mean, because you can't expect to have the type of content that they were able to produce by being so underprepared.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As they were. You know what I mean? Like they literally they just go up to the mic and then just like, all right, let's do it. And they just like, dude, they are podcasting legends to me for all time. I mean, like, I don't care how big anyone else gets, if we get big or whatever. Like they are the absolute best, and you know, and the best in the way that where it's like I can't even see us even trying to match them.
Oh yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Because their chemistry, God, man.
And granted that we're on the government cheese party feed, you know, even with us 3, like we're good, but you know there's levels to to each of it.
Right.
We've been doing this since 2019.
Right.
Like they've, you know what I'm saying, some just automatically turn on the podcast and they're automatically good. So there's different varies of levels to this game that, you know, you have it or you don't.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, and they definitely had it. You know what I mean? Because again, like they was one of the first podcasts. There was one. I mean, when they did it, like there wasn't podcasts like popping up. Like it wasn't that popular.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? You know, like I think only like Rogan and like, you know, maybe a couple other comedians, you know, had kind of successful.
It wasn't as they started. I want to say they started back in 2012,
something like that. Yeah,
something like that. But you know what I'm saying? Again, this is where technology starts to advance and just like we talked about with the gaming console, like. The evolution of technology and the progression of the technology, you know, you got to think about during their time, you know, in our time, you know, it was only a selective few podcasts. It wasn't as oversaturated as it is now.
Right.
So even then, you're correct. Like, you know, there was only a selective few in podcasts because it's not. Wasn't as what it is.
Wasn't the norm. I mean, you know, and it's like, you know, another thing too is like I don't know if they could even do what they did now because of the culture stuff. Because like they pushed the line.
Oh yeah, they told the line. They even overstepped the line.
Oh yeah, they fucking, you know, dropped trouser and just shat on the line. You know, like so many times. Which is again another reason why I love them so much. You know what I mean? Like
Like, and I listen to it on a daily basis. Like I don't care. Like I'll go right back to the beginning.
Yep.
And go right back and listen again because
you can. I mean, it's been how many years since I actually found them, right? And like I'm still going back. You know, and listening to the same episodes over and over again. Yeah, and like especially it's ridiculous.
Yeah, especially if I have a bad day or something like that. Like I'll pop on my headphones and I'll start from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? And start laughing.
Listening to them shit on Brian.
Yeah, and you know what I've also noticed too? I'm like, I realize that a lot of times when I'm walking through the building. And I got the podcast on.
You start laughing.
And I start laughing, and everybody's looking at me like, what the fuck is he laughing about?
Like fuck you don't hear this shit? Oh, yeah, I forgot. You don't hear these idiots?
So I realized, like, even when I go to public places and stuff, like, number of times I listen to my headphones a lot of times, and a lot of times I need to slow down because... Man, I gotta give my ears a rest at times.
Right, yeah.
But you know, a lot of times I don't like to go to public places and hear people talk or conversate about shit because it does nothing having to do anything with me.
Yeah, and also it's not interesting. Like people aren't interesting. people in their nature aren't interested. And I'll tell you something that I do. Like when I listen to the episode and I know and I remember this part's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
You know, I pick somebody. I mean, you know, it could be anybody who I can make eye contact with,
Yeah.
and I like, okay, that's the guy, and then you know I wait for the funny moment, and then I look him dead in the eye, I'm like. I will look him dead eye.
even though as the audience we are a podcast only, Dave literally has the intensity of a sporting great.
I will,
and his eyes are like just fixated on that said person.
Right. I will straight up like over exaggerate the laugh. And I will look him in the face and just like, and will not break eye contact. And you're like, bro, these motherfuckers stupid, bro. And the reaction is always different.
It changes.
It's fun. It's a fun practice.
So. God, I don't like my transitions.
They're magical, bro. Keep doing them. Keep the shittier the better.
The more shittier the better. I'm sitting there watching AEW Collision.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with anything, right?
Yeah,
like it's just
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I couldn't even do anything with that because I'm like, oh.
You know how people have hard turns, like going around a corner. Like yours is like an acute angle corner where like you can't just turn the corner. You have to turn around almost completely and go down this road that's completely different from where you was at. Like that, the turn is so aggressive. It can break necks and ankles all in one motion.
You know what? I got to be honest. That's probably why my nickname is the way it is, because whatever hits my mind, it just takes that abrupt U-turn right back up and then takes the left.
Right. It's like you've got angry transitions.
And I don't do it intentionally, but
Yeah.
it's like at that point in the junction of our show, it's like,
okay, I guess we're talking. I guess we're done with what we were talking about.
yeah.
Completely.
And then after that, after what you said, I'm like, damn, I can't. There's nothing there for me to make the U-turn.
There's nothing to tie AEW and what the fuck were you talking about? I forgot because that turn was so hard that I forgot what we was even talking about. Because it's like, whoa, my direction and focus
We were talking about the 10
is in another dimension, right?
We were talking about the 10-minute podcast, and
Yeah.
it literally just went. You said something towards the end of the podcast, and I'm
But what
like,
did I say though?
I can't quite remember.
See, that's what you do. That's what your fucking transitions and turns do to people. It's jarring. Like it's like I have to take a deep breath. Like, okay, wait a minute. All right. Okay, there I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're like, all right, there we go.
Landing.
Land the plane. No, I'm not landing the plane.
I'm crashing, motherfucker. Nose first. Check for survivors later.
Yeah, we'll check for them later.
Oh, you know what? Don't even check for them. Let them burn.
You know, I gotta admit though,
What?
like, I've been watching some of those air disaster shows.
Wow. See, there you go. I mean, we was talking about AEW, and then you went straight to air disaster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know, I've been thinking. I know he's on AEW, but also plane crashes, right?
You know, we said plane crashes. It was like, well, I've been watching a lot of the air disasters.
Why? So many questions. Why? Why are you watching these?
I don't know, because it's like, you know, maybe.
Are you searching for these things, or like are they popping up?
No. See, what had happened was that one of the episodes was playing
Of what episode?
on air disasters. It's a show.
Okay.
That goes through the
On
documentary.
PBS?
No, not on PBS.
Oh.
It's on Paramount Plus.
Oh.
And I was watching SpongeBob on Paramount Plus because they got all the episodes from SpongeBob.
Wait a minute. So you're watching SpongeBob SquarePants on an app, and then it transitions into planes crashing abruptly.
Well, see what happens was like once it gets done with the season or the full season,
yeah,
it'll play something different.
Right. Based
Like
on what?
It just randomly does it. It just goes right into into a show.
How crazy is that a kid watching SpongeBob like, oh, this is fun, and then it switches to something else, and then a burning body scorched in
a burning plane,
and it just fucking birds falling from the sky and
I don't know,
trees.
some of those apps are kind of weird because man, I'll be watching one thing and then next thing this happens to me a lot. I fall asleep and I'll wait back up and I'm in a whole different other show. Something else fucked up about it.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
Right, yeah, you sitting there minding your own business. You watching, again, SpongeBob SquarePants, and then last thing you remember is Sandy, eating a whole bunch of nuts, and then you wake back up and there's a samurai beheading a fucking cow. It's like, wait a minute, what? Why is this straight up samurai chopping this cow's head off? I mean,
why is it a katana?
Yeah, why? Yeah, like there's a lot better blades to use for that application. Why is he? Why is he wearing out his combat blade?
Audience, I apologize for a lot of the
we are all over the place. we
are straight up all over the place.
We are off the rails.
I do apologize for a lot of the uproots of some of the conversations.
Right.
But
I don't think that's how you use that term, but okay.
Well,
I don't think that's how that word works, but okay.
But Dave is correct. A lot of times I do these abrupt
fucking just aggressive turns. This just malicious fucking turns.
And as today, it bears no difference that we've literally came from. Well, I watched AEW Collision to
SpongeBob
Air Disaster. And the complex of you watching on an app, falling asleep, and then having some beheaded cow or something of that nature getting chopped off, and it's sporadically everywhere.
Right. If inefficient choppings of heads,
and using a katana.
Yeah,
this is a hell of a podcast, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So
very highbrow.
Very highbrow. Yes, it is. Yeah.
Very sophisticated shit we got going on.
Yeah, we already talked about video games and the history of video games and your preference of video games and
how mines are better than others, and how Star Wars suck and Star Treks are cool, and
weird.
Right. Yeah, we covered a lot of ground. We got a wider range of conversation here.
We really have. I gotta say that, man.
We didn't say nothing about sports neither. That
no, because I really did want to talk about was it
Jumanji?
No, not Jumanji.
Oh,
Jamal Cello. And,
and
that boxing fight. Yeah, I didn't really want to entertain that.
Right.
I was kind of bored after a while. I was like,
all right, well, I guess you made the right call. Instead of talking about that shit, just go straight to beheaded cow.
Yeah.
And
beheaded cow.
Burning Brian the beheaded cow Callen.
Yeah, we really talked about that too, man.
Yeah,
Jesus
10 Men
Christ.
Pod, man.
We put that in there.
We love 10 Men Pod.
This is the Psycho Headache podcast. Thank you guys for joining us. Spread the news, spread the word, have people follow us, subscribe to us at the Psycho Headaches Podcast.
Yeah, have them do it. Have them follow us.
Force them to do it.
Or else. We'll come to your house.
Yes. This is the Psycho Headache Podcast. Thank you guys for joining us. We'll see y'all next weekend.
We bring the flame.